Hello everyone, welcome back to Academy of Internal Audit. So today we'll be talking about chapter number 2 of module 3, that is analyzing documents. So as we are studying the investigation chapter, investigation module, so it's very important that we have to analyze the various documents because there is a high possibility that there will be fraud in the document. So in this chapter we used to discuss about what all are the different type of the documentary evidences we used to use in the investigation. Then we understand how to handle these documents, how to arrange these documents, how to maintain the custody, who is going to hold that document, at which place it should be held, in which position it should be held, and all those things we used to discuss. Then we also used to discuss about the term called handwriting. There are different type of handwritings, and an investigator should understand whether this handwriting is of your suspect or not. We also used to discuss about fingerprint in this chapter, and last but not least we used to discuss certain other concepts like alibi and backdating and all these in this chapter, right? All these points we have discussed in detail in the detailed video lectures, right? Now let's quickly talk about the very important point from the examination point of view, right? So number one, guys, very important, but there are type of evidences. There are two type of the evidences. There are two type of the evidences. One evidence is called the direct evidence. Second is called as the circumstantial evidence. Any evidence which can prove that something wrong was there or something wrong was not there is called the direct evidence. Anything which can give an idea that whether something wrong was there or not is known as idea. That is known as circumstantial evidence, right? Second important point from the examination point of view is the method of collection. How you can collect those documents. For example, you would like to take a bank statement of one of your employee. He is denying. How you can obtain it? Method of collection. So there are primarily two methods. Number one is called the consent. You take the consent from that person. Second is through the legal action. You take certain legal action and then obtain that particular document. When we say about consent, it can be oral or it can be written. When it's a legal action, it can be subpoena or any other court documents, right? Now the very important point from the examination point of view is, which of the following is the least effective way of obtaining the document? So answer will be oral consent. Answer will be oral consent, right? You have to keep in your mind. Moving on to the next important point from the examination point of view is the chain of custody. What is known as the chain of custody? Chain of custody is the set of a chain of custody is the process and document. Chain of custody is the process and document which guides that how the documents was held and how the document was used from the date it was obtained till the date it is presented into the court. As simple as it is. That is called the chain of custody. They make certain important points you have to keep in your mind. Number one, to become evidence acceptable in the court, its chain of custody must be maintained. If you have picked any document, you have obtained any document 10 days earlier and today you are presenting into the court, and you cannot let the court know where this document was for the rest 10 days, that document may not be admissible in the court. So the clear fundamental here is, to become evidence acceptable in the court, its chain of custody must be maintained. This is the next point you have to keep in your mind, right? Then the very important point here is the alibi. Guys, you have to remember these points. That is the alibi. Number one, what is alibi? Alibi appears suddenly from out of nowhere. Number two, it can be a person or a document. You are not aware about a particular person. Suddenly that person appears into the court. That is called alibi, or it can be a document as well, right? Next important point from the examination point of view is the anachronism. What is anachronism? Items are pretended to relate to that time when they could not have even existed, occurred, or invented. Everyone just recall from the examples a particular font type, Padmavat movie, right? Everyone remember? That is called the anachronism. This certain items, certain items, piece, or the person that are pretended to be that time when they could not even have existed, occur, or invented, right? Last but not least is the very, very important point, that is the graphology. What is known as graphology? हाथ देखने वाले बाबा जो चौराहे पे खड़े होते हैं और बताते हैं आपका भविष्य क्या होगा. Graphology is something which we call the grapho analysis as well. It is an art, or I can say part of science as well, where by the handwriting of the person one can identify the nature, behavior of that particular person. Sir, why we have to understand in the CFE curriculum? Guys, if you know this art, you can better able to identify by looking to the handwriting of a person whether this could be your perpetrator or not, whether this should be your suspect or not. That is called graphology, right, guys? So these are the certain of points which we have to keep in our mind from the examination point of view, right? Now there is a question for everyone. You have to let me know which one is the least effective method of organization of document. Which one is the least effective method of, or we can say least preferred method of organization of document? Option would be segregation by witness, segregation by transaction, and establish a database, or organize it chronologically. You have to answer in the comment section, right? So that's all about this chapter. See, in the next chapter we'll be talking about the chapter number 3, right? Till then, take care, bye bye, and keep smiling.